Good morning, Cambridge. Today is Thursday, April 30, 2020. Welcome back to another day for TA reading. We are going to be doing lesson 77 today. And we are going to start off by reviewing the new vocabulary sentence, okay? So I'm going to open to the book, to the last one of the last pages of this book, so that we can go over that sentence. You don't have to do this. If you would like to, you can click pause and look for the page and then click play when you're ready. Okay, so the vocabulary sentence is: the job required a consultant. That sentence is sentence 20. The job required a consultant. Say that sentence. Get ready. Yes, the job required a consultant. Everybody, what do we call a person who is hired for a special job? Get ready. Yes, a consultant. And what word means needed? Get ready. Yes, required. So required is another word for needed. Consultant is a person who is hired for a special job. All right, the job required a consultant. Okay, let's go back and let's go to lesson 77. What lesson? Get ready. Yes, lesson 77. Lesson 77 is on page 216. Page 216 for lesson 100, for lesson 77, boys and girls. Okay, I'll give you some time to get there. If you need more time, you can click pause and then come back. Okay, let's go ahead and start. So, word one, everybody. Word one is permitted. What word? Yes, permitted. Here's another way of saying you let somebody do something. You permitted somebody to do something. Here's another way of saying we let them swim. We permitted them to swim. Your turn. What's another way of saying we let them swim? Get ready. Yes, we permitted them to swim. Right? What's another way of saying we let them eat? Get ready. Yes, we permitted them to eat. Word two is immediately. What word? Yes, immediately. Word three is unless. What word? Yes, unless. Word four. What word? Yes, cottonwood. Cottonwood trees are large trees. Every spring, cottonwood trees give off thousands of fluffy things that look like feathers or cotton. These are the seeds of the cottonwood tree. Let's read those words again the fast way. Word one. What word? Yes, permitted. Word two. What word? Yes, immediately. Word three. What word? Yes, unless. Word four. What word? Yes, cottonwood. Find column 2, the orange column. Everybody, word 1. What word? Yes, objected. Word 2. What word? Yes, bumper. Word 3. What word? Yes, studied. Word 4. What word? Yes, confused. Let's go to column 3. Everybody go to the green column. Word 1. What word? Yes, fair. Word 2. What word? Yes, unfair. If rules are not the same for everybody, the rules are unfair. Here's another way of saying the rules were not the same for everybody. The rules were unfair. Your turn. What's another way of saying the rules were not the same for everybody? Get ready. Yes, the rules were unfair. Word 3. What word? Yes, cloth. Word 4. What word? Yes, cost. Word 5. What word? Yes, brand. Let's go to column 4. Word 1. What word? Yes, weak. Here's another way of saying someone is not strong. Listen, someone is weak. When you are sick, you may feel very weak. Word 2. What word? Yes, list. Word 3. What word? Yes, bench. Word 4. What word? Yes, hood. Awesome. Let's go ahead and read these words one more time before we move on to part B. Number 1. What word? Yes, week. 2. What word? Yes, list. 3. What word? Yes, bench. 4. What word? Yes, hood. All right, everybody go to part B. For part B, first you're going to read the story to yourself. When you are finished, it's going to be my turn to read it to you and ask you questions. Click pause, read the story to yourself, then come back and click play and listen to me read the story. Go. Okay, now that you're back, that means that you already read the story to yourself. So, now it's my turn and you're tracking as I read. The chief listens to Bertha. Bertha was lying in the open van. Stop right there. How was she feeling? Get ready. Yes, she was probably feeling in a fog, weak, tired because of the hotness. Keep tracking. Donna was next to Bertha. She was holding a cool, wet cloth on Bertha's neck. She smiled at Bertha and asked, "How are you doing?" Bertha said, "Okay." The shadows were cool, but the sun was very bright and hot. Next to the van was a group of people. The chief asked why Bertha had come along. Maria was trying to explain. "Chief," she said, "Bertha can tell us exactly where the water comes from." I knew that you might not. Everybody, we're at the top of the next page. Let her come along because she doesn't work for the state. So what I did was, stop right there. Pretend that you're Maria and you keep on talking. I'll read the last things she said once more. When I stop reading, the person I point to will keep on talking. Just like Maria. All right? I'm going to be pointing to the screen. It means you. Or when I say get ready, that means you. Okay? Because we're not in person. All right. Now, so keep your finger where it is. All right? So listen. I knew that you might not let her come along because she doesn't work for the state. So what I did was, get ready. right? Yes. If you didn't say anything, it's okay, right? I understand it's not the same as me and you being together in a classroom. So let's go ahead and move on, all right? And you're going to be tracking as I keep reading. All right, Cambridge, good job. Suddenly, everybody seemed to be talking at once, and their shadows moved around. Stop right there. The story doesn't tell the rest of what Maria said. Why not? Do you have any idea of why not? Get ready. Right, because everyone seemed to be talking at the same time. Keep tracking. For one moment, Bertha would feel cool in the shadows. The next moment, she would feel the terrible heat of the sun. Stop right there. When would she feel cool? Get ready. Yes, when the shadows covered her. When would she feel hot? Get ready. Right, when the shadows didn't cover her. Keep tracking. Mr. Daniels was saying something about the state bringing kids out to an oil refinery. The man who was with Mr. Daniels kept asking, "What kind of trick is the state trying to pull?" Maria kept saying, "But she can tell us where the water—" Stop right there. Maria stopped right in the middle again. What do you think she's trying to say? Get ready. Yes, probably, but she can tell us where the water comes from. Keep tracking. Everybody, be quiet, the chief said loudly and raised his hand. Let Maria answer this question. How could that girl tell us where the water comes from? She smells, Maria said, and everybody looked at her. Stop right there. When you say she smells, you could mean two different things. One thing could be that she uses her nose. What's another thing it could mean? Get ready. Yes, that maybe she smells bad, or maybe she smells good. If you heard somebody say she smells, which meaning do you think that person would be using? Get ready. Okay, keep tracking. There was a long moment of silence. I mean, Maria said, she smells with her nose. I don't mean she smells bad. She can smell things and tell what they are or where they are from. The chief looked at Bertha. He gave off the smell of somebody who was not afraid but was a little confused. Is that right? He asked Bertha. Can you really do that? Bertha was feeling better now. She nodded her head. What kinds of things can you tell about me? He asked. She took a deep breath. Your socks are brand new, she said. First time you wore them. Everybody, turn the page. We're at the top of the next page. Right here. Okay? The chief didn't say anything. He just looked at her. He studied her face. Stop right there. How would he do that? Get ready. Probably looking amazed with the blank face, looking at her, staring at her, right? Let's keep tracking. This is crazy, Mr. Daniels was saying. We're trying to run a business here. We don't have time. The chief held up his hand again. Bertha said to the chief, you live 2 miles south of town, near some cottonwood trees. You have a dog. Stop right there. Bertha just told 3 more things about the chief. What 3 things did she say? Name them. Get ready. Yes. He lives 2 miles south of town. He lives near the cottonwood trees, and he has a dog. 3 things. Right? Keep tracking. The chief smiled and shook his head. That's amazing, he said. Everybody, does the chief believe that Bertha has a special talent? Get ready. Yes, he does. Keep tracking. It's crazy if you ask me, Mr. Daniel said. We're trying to run a... Everybody, go to the next page at the top. The chief sat down on the van's bumper. Tell me, he said softly to Bertha, what does your nose tell you about the water they're using here? Who cares what a kid says? Mr. Daniels objected. The chief didn't take his eyes off Bertha. Stop right there. Everybody, did the chief pay any attention to Mr. Daniels? Get ready. No, he didn't. Who was he paying attention to? Get ready. Yes, to Bertha. The water comes from the creek, Bertha said. It is not well water. How can she tell that? Mr. Daniels yelled. She's calling us liars. I'm not going to stand for that. I'm going. The chief did not take his eyes off Bertha. Are you sure? He asked. Yes, Bertha said. Everybody stop right there. Keep your finger there. Don't move your finger. Everybody, who is he talking to when he asks, are you sure? Get ready. Yes, he's asking Bertha. Are you sure? Sure about what? What is he asking her if she's sure about? Get ready. Right. He wants to know if the water actually comes from the creek. All right. Keep tracking. Yes, Bertha said. I could smell tiny plants in the water. These plants need sunlight to grow, so the water can't come from a well. Mr. Daniels was yelling louder. When did the state start using kids to do its business? The water is from a well, not from the creek. Stop right there. Why does Mr. Daniels keep trying to make Bertha sound like a little kid? Get ready. Right, so people won't believe her. Keep tracking. Suddenly, the chief turned around and pointed his finger at Mr. Daniels. You be quiet. Do you understand? The chief turned to Maria. Get me 6 jars of water, 3 from the well and 3 from the creek. Stop right there. Everybody, how many jars does the chief want? Get ready. Yes, he wants 6 jars. How many from the creek? Get ready. Yes, 3. How many from the well? Get ready. Yes, 3. What do you think he's going to do with those jars? Get ready. More than likely test Bertha, right? To see if she can tell where the water in the jars comes from. Let's finish off. Keep tracking. I'll have one of my men get them, Mr. Daniel said. No thanks, the chief said. Maria will get them. Mr. Daniel's face turned red. More next time. Why is his face turning red? Get ready. Yes, he's probably really mad. Okay, so I bet you did really, really good with that story, boys and girls. Now it's your turn to answer 15 questions from the book and the rest from your workbook. This is lesson 77. 15 questions from your book. Then you're going to be doing lesson 77 from your workbook, front and back. Don't forget to post a picture of the front and back of your workbook for a daily grade. All right? Awesome. I hope you have an amazing Thursday. Bye, Cambridge.